Okay, so we'll go through this one together. So we have two functions, f and g. F of x is given as 5x plus 3. Right in blue. F of x is equal to 5x plus 3. And g of x is equal to ax plus b. You know? And they've given us two pieces of information. The first piece of information is that when you put in 3 into g, you get 20 out. Yeah. So what you should do in this case is you should actually apply this to the formula. Yeah. So if g of 3 is equal to 20, this is telling me that when x is equal to 3, I get the output is equal to 20. Yeah. So plugging that into, actually, just realized I need to make another page. 1 second. So let me just copy this here. Okay. Paste this here. Okay, great. So just continuing with what I was saying. So we're gonna plug that in, yeah? So we have g of x is equal to ax plus b. So that tells me that when we have g of 3, I'm going to replace the x with 3 plus b, and we know this is equal to 20, yeah? Simplifying just these two now, just these two on this side, this is an equation, isn't it? Yeah? This is equal to 3a plus b is equal to 20, yeah? And can you see this is an equation, right? They're asking us to find two values, a and b, so this must be some sort of simultaneous equation. So what we need to do now is find another equation involving a and b. Once we can do that, we just solve the simultaneous equation and we're finished, yeah? So the next piece of information tells us that the inverse of 33 equals g of 1, yeah? So let's do that. So let's actually work out that part. So what we should do is find out what our inverse function is. So we have f of x is equal to 5x plus 3. So f of x is equal to 5x plus 3. And we need to find the inverse function. Yeah. So whenever you do that, you always replace this with a y. So you have y is equal to 5x plus 3. And then this is to find inverse function. Now I'm going to swap the x and y's around. So I'm going to say x is equal to 5y plus 3. And then to get your inverse function, you literally just make y the subject of the formula. So in this case, it's going to be x minus 3 is equal to 5y. And then x minus 3 over 5 is equal to y. So your inverse function is equal to x minus 3 over 5. Yeah. And they told us that when this is equal to 33, when you plug in 33 to your inverse function, you get g of 1, yeah? So let's have a go at that. So if this is our inverse function, f is inverse function, then f of 33 would be equal to, we just plug in 33 here, so 33 take away 3 over 5. This is 30 over 5, and this is how many 5 times 5 go to 36 times. So we know that f of 33 is equal to 6. Yeah? And then now, remember, we know that this is actually equal to g of 1. Yeah? So if I just leave this here, I could say, well, since I know that the inverse of 33 is 6, I could just say, well, this here translates to 6 is equal to g of 1. Yeah? And then now from there, what I can do is get back to my original function for g, which is this one. Plug in 1 and then make it equal to 6. So paste this here. So this is our function. And then now if I plug in 1, I'm going to have g of 1 is equal to a bracket 1 plus b. And then this tells me that this is just a plus b. Yeah, so g of 1 is equal to that. And then I know that g of 1 is equal to 6. So this tells me that a plus b is equal to 6. Yeah, and then from here, we have two equations. Now we have this equation, a plus b is equal to 6. And then we have the other equation there, 3a plus b is equal to 20. And then as you can see now, we've got two equations with the variables a and b. And then now we can solve simultaneously. Yeah, I'm just going to give just a couple of seconds just to make sure everybody's on the right page. Does anybody have any questions up until this point? I'll just give Jack a couple of seconds just in case. Okay, great, perfect, cool. So if I go back to that, let's continue. So we have a simultaneous equation. Let me just write them on top of each other. Equals 20, and we've got a plus b is equal to 6. Yeah, there's a couple of ways to solve a simultaneous equation. You could substitute one into the other, or you could just minus any one. So from here, as we can see, the b's are the same, so it would make sense to minus top takeaway bottom. So it would be, if I do that, 3a takeaway a is a 2a, b minus b is 0, 20 minus 6 is 14. If 2a is equal to 14, a is equal to 7. I have a, I need b. How do I do that with simultaneous equations? You just plug in your a back into any one of these two. It's easier to plug it into the bottom one, so we'll use the bottom one. We know from the equations a plus b is equal to 6. That tells me that 7 plus b is equal to 6. So therefore, what must b be? B is equal to 6 take away 7, b is equal to -1. So our two answers are a is equal to 7 and b is equal to -1. I'll just give a couple of seconds just in case anybody has any questions on that. All good? Just give a couple of seconds. Okay, great, cool. So I'll go on to another question.